Justin Trudeau is just a weak little man who is way out of his depth.
Emergency! What's the emergency? I can't do what I like whenever I want to.
He went full Mao on them, and now look what we have. We have a whole country of people at each other's throats.
His leadership is in trouble. The country's in trouble.
Basically putting Canada under selective martial law.
What in the fuck is this about?
So what is his goal here?
Why would you go nuclear on your own citizens like this? Well, because that's the kind of pressure they're feeling from the World Economic Forum.
What we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, that he penetrates the cabinet.
Mandates are the way to avoid further restrictions.
Such a strong man, isn't he? The great irony here is that the protesters want the country, of course, to open up, to end the restrictions.
So elitist Justin Trudeau says, what's the answer? More government overreach. Like, how does that even make sense?
This is no laughing matter. What's happening here is that there was a working class mass protest that is being squashed by an authoritarian government that has just invoked unprecedented emergency powers.
The Canadian Civil Liberties Association pushing back, taking to Twitter, saying the federal government has not met the threshold necessary to invoke the Emergencies Act.
Even the Communist Party of Canada announced yesterday that they weren't in favor of the Emergencies Act.
And the way Trudeau talks about people who are unvaccinated, he said they were misogynists and racists.
No, they're not.
That was not smart of him at all.
Do we tolerate these people? It's like, tolerate it. Now you do sound like Hitler.
He's exactly like a tyrant, like a dictator. If you raise doubts about the vaccines,
right to jail, right away.
By declaring this emergency, Justin Trudeau now has declared those protesters terrorists.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're calling them, and that's how they're treating them, and it's absolutely wrong.
Again, when the government funds the media, you no longer have a free press.
Fascism versus freedom? Who wins? Let's find out more.
You are a fascist if you support this, and I'm not using this in the popular way that progressives like to use it for anyone they disagree with. I mean, literally, by definition. Yeah. That's what we're dealing with here.
So now we're looking at these same sort of convoy protests in Israel, Netherlands, New Zealand, Belgium, Australia. I mean, they're all over the place.
And if he folds, that's it for the whole.
That's it.
The whole thing. Like, it could happen anywhere.
What the truckers are doing is a test case for freedom across the world. If they don't prevail, we will all slowly trundle into this hellish new normal from which there will be no reverse gear.
He's like crossing Bernie Sanders, Nancy Pelosi, and Derek Zoolander.